Hello, everybody from the YouTube channel. Again, we're back for the podcast today. As you can see, we got some familiar faces and some new ones. Actually, two new faces this week and two familiar faces. We have Thompsin back again from literally every podcast. Makeitabud again from one of the previous podcasts. One of the people that's a little harder to get because he's very busy. And we have two new faces, Krisleshizle and Obolongo from the EU server and EU community, right? You're on EU server as well, Obolongo?
Yeah, I'm on EU.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Maybe let us know, what Summoners War is to you, like how long you've been playing it, your rank, anything you want to share. Yeah, start off with you, Obolongo.
So I've been playing for like almost exactly 4 years now. At the start of this February. And I'm G3 on the Europe server, so probably like Conqueror on the global, something like that.
Modest,
I mostly
being humble.
play RTA nowadays.
Okay, and if you guys don't know, all of these people that are here today, even on the other podcasts, are all content creators. They all do stream and make YouTube content. So we'll put their links to their YouTube channels in the description below for you guys to check out in the future. Yeah, Krisleshizle, feel free to introduce yourself. Maybe give us some background, Summoners War and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm Krisleshizle from the Netherlands. I've been playing Summoners War for, 4 years now, I think. And I'm mainly focused on Arena, actually. Didn't play a lot of RTA lately. And I got Legend in Arena and G3 in RTA before. But usually I just slack around in G3.
If you guys don't know, Krisleshizle and me go a little bit back, actually. From 2017, he was actually one of the contestants in the 2017 EU Regionals. And then he actually commentated with me in last year's EU tournament, EU Finals. So that was really, really fun. Yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, you guys know Thompsin and Makeitabud. Yeah, of course, they're still here. We're going to get right into it today. We have a couple different topics. First topic here that we're going to be discussing is, of course, about RTA, especially because we have some, high-level RTA players and high-level players here. We're going to talk about this first question here. What are your thoughts on the point system that has been implemented in this RTA season? Right, they've also expanded the ranks, so more people can be, Conqueror, more people can be G3. What are your thoughts on this, as well as the point system, which has been, something that a lot of people have been talking about, especially some of the higher players, and what does it mean to maybe some of the lower players as well? Yeah, just going to throw it on the table, and if you got something to say, feel free to go for it.
I hate it.
Oh, yeah, I hate it too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like you just have to do all your wings, but who has the
dude.
time? Like 2 hours, 3 hours a day to do all their wings,
Maybe go a little bit more in depth. What do you mean by having to do all the wings? Yeah, maybe tell people more about this point system for the people that don't know, and some of the changes.
So essentially, when you win or lose a game, the point system, the win-loss is a lot more narrow. So previously, when I used to fight against someone like Skit or Tomato, and whenever I beat them, I would get 20 points, and now I only get 4 points. So someone like them would essentially be able to maintain their ranking a lot more easily, and it becomes a game of massing swords. And also, it kind of encourages players to stay away from other G3 players. In the past, it's a lot more equitable to fight against top-tier G3 players because you get more points. Conversely, if you lose, you lose less points. But now, if I fight a Tomato or Babo, I'll win maybe 4 to 7 points. And then if I fight a G1 player, I'll also win 4 points. So it incentivizes you to go after to queue in a time where there's less good players, and it also forces you, because you're no longer like it used to be where at a certain point you can't climb anymore. Now you can kind of almost quote unquote infinitely climb, as long as you have the time to do your swords. And while I do like to stream and provide content, I don't have enough time to do 4 hours worth of wings because CompTwist has only given me a Ganny and a Hathor and hasn't given me other Oberons and other cool units to use.
Well, see, so okay, let's open up a little bit more. What do you have to say on it, Obolongo? Because I know you also disagree. I mean, it seems like everybody is in agreement to disagree with this new point system. So tell me what your experience is.
I'm not a big fan of the point system. I think the thought behind it was okay, because they wanted to make it like less punishing. But now it's like never punishing, even if you lose a like C3, then you only lose like 14 points, while gaining 4 points from C3s, I believe, something like that. And I think they wanted to incentivize low-ranked players as well to play, and by this change, they kind of forced to do more RTA, even though they might not have wanted to do RTA at all. So that's like the opposite effect. So it doesn't give any extra rewards for the time spent.
I will say though, if you are on the cusp, like so nowadays, I notice a lot more of my guildies are very interested in RTA as opposed to beforehand they weren't. But because they have the chance of going to get triple red stars or even double red stars, where previously it took a much higher ranking to do so, they push for it a lot more and they're more into RTA. So like for top players that like to play a lot, it kind of is tough. But for those you want to expand the player base for RTA, I think it was a good move. So it depends on which side of the coin you want to look at it too.
Yeah, I think it was good that they expanded the G3 range. But I think they should have added a G4 range.
G4 range.
So they say
They do. Top 4 is G4.
Oh yeah, top 4, that's true.
This is true.
G4, yeah, that's true.
Legend.
Hidden.
But top 4 is just legend contention. So that's like the same as before.
Right.
Right?
How about you,
No, it's
Krisleshizle?
top 50.
You say you don't do as much RTAs anymore, so you might just be like cleaving and stuff and farming points in like, you know, Conqueror or like G1. Do you feel there's been a difference in there? In the point system?
I actually think it also has some good points. So there are some flaws. Like for example, when the moment you hit, I think it's around 1900 rating, like 1900 exactly, you suddenly get 7 points instead of 15 points. There's exact points I think it's 1900. I'm not sure about that. So there's a flaw there.
Right.
And it's a bit weird. So if you fight somebody who has 1901 point, you gain like 6 or 7 points. If you fight somebody 1899, you gain like 10 or 15 or something. That's a bit weird, but I also think it's a bit more fair, as in the player who actually plays the most and has the highest win rate will get a higher ranking.
That's also very true. Yeah.
And I also think it changed the meta a bit, as in you will see a lot more people cleaving, as in losing a cleave is not that punishing as before. So it has downsides and plus sides.
Yeah, so now I want to throw it back to you guys. What do you think of this? Because, I mean, this is for, you know, Guardian level players, right? This is how you guys feel about the point system and the type of grind that you have to go through. But does this have any implications towards Conqueror players and Fighter players? I mean, isn't this technically maybe better for them too in terms of the point system? You feel?
I think it's great for them. And like they also like now the top 300 are G3s. That's like great for everybody.
More people can push into it as well.
Dude, I'm just checking the ranking right now. Tomato has 36,000 points. Like
36,000 points. You heard it here, Chad. 36,000 points. He has found a glitch to refresh RTA wings for 30 crystals. 36,000 points. You guys heard it first.
No, 3,600. What the? Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, so, I mean, going back to what Krisleshizle said, right? I mean, I see the downside of what Makeitabud is saying about, you know, now you have to do more wings and it takes more time. But what Krisleshizle is saying is, like, if you spend the time, shouldn't you technically get rewarded? Because they are playing the game. They are winning their battles. They are just that good. Isn't that, in a sense, kind of fair as well? Because they are putting the time in, right? It's not they're doing anything different.
Yeah,
they
but
get rewarded for
it depends on what your definition of a legend is, right? Is the legend the one who puts in the most time, right? Or is the legend the one that is strictly the best player, right? You can have a playoff of 4, but you know, maybe you have 8 players that are really good, but the guy who would have been number 2 doesn't have much time to play and goes to number 8, right? So there are going to be discrepancies, and I think it's good that they have you know, RTA in the past has always been that way too, though. Like even in the old system, if you are better and you have more time, you're going to be legend. But this way, it's incentivized you just to mass games. Like that has been the number one driver, right?
Isn't that how it should be in a lot of competitive games?
I don't believe it should be if you have more time. I think you should be worth more points if you're at a higher rating.
I see. I mean, one thing to kind of relate it to is, like, I don't know if it's the best example, but if you put maybe League of Legends, right? They try to, you know, equal out matches and you gain points, and, you know, their leaderboard of being challenger is, you know, the player who's good and has a high win rate and is able to play a lot, right? I mean, because you can't say that Tomato is not a good player. He's a good player and he wins a lot of these matches. He has to have the win rate to be able to stay up there. But I see what you mean by you don't
this
get
system
punished
also,
as much.
again, a point I mentioned earlier is that it incentivizes you to play against G1s and C3s and G2s. It incentivizes you to stay away from other G3s, which is, I don't think it's good, because you want, if I was wanting to watch matches, I want to see the highest, best of the best fight. But let's say a Tomato fights against me and he would lose 4, or let's say he loses 7, and against a G1 he'll lose 7 as well. Right. But against me, maybe he has a win rate of 30%, and against a G1 he has a win rate of 80%. Right.
Right. That's actually true. And he could be
so it
farming other
incentivizes
people.
you to stay away from the G3 players. So in that sense, I don't like a system in which you have a high win rate, but that's only because you went chasing after the lower tier players, avoiding when the higher ones are on. If that makes sense too. It does inherently favor that way of queuing into matches too.
Okay.
So
I understand it, yeah.
And if you take League of Legends as an example,
Sure.
it also has, like, if you're very high ranked, you also lose more points. So more like it was before.
Okay, that makes sense as well. Right, so we threw out some of the things on the table of why this RTA system isn't the best. We've seen some of the cons to it. What do you think we can do to improve it? Because there's always needs to be adjustments, right? I think it was a good step for them to try this out, to do something different. I'm gonna give them props on that. But now we're addressing some of the issues are here. What can we do to fix it? Should there be maybe this implementation of this rule depending on the ranks that get matched up? You know what I mean? So, what Makeitabud is saying, they're not incentivized to just go for C3s and G1s, because they will still be punished for that. Whereas, going for a G3 will yield them more points, even though they'll potentially lose more points, right? How shall we fix this point system? Any suggestions?
They can change the system, as in now they have this 1900 points where you get less or more points against somebody else. So they could do that based on rankings. So a G3 player fighting a G3 player could get more points, and he would lose more against a G2 player than he would lose against a G3 player. So they could do it based on ranks instead of a fixed point, which is now 1900, which pretty much every G1 player, I guess, has.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think they could potentially fix it. But then again, we have to see it at that point, because if a Tomato is still fighting all the G2s and G1s, even he's getting lower points, he's still up there.
The thing is, Tomato has the same point gain as me now, even though he has like almost double my points.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I see. So maybe, like I was saying, maybe they should get rewarded less when you reach a certain point cap. Yeah.
Sure.
So just like we had the 1900 thing, there should be another one for the higher level players to make it fair for you guys up there. Maybe once you hit 2K or 2100, there's a different kind of rule setting or point balance for you, making it tougher for you to kind of continue to go up to infinite, right? We're going to be at 5,000 by the end of the season here with Tomato. I don't know.
That would kind of suck, because the RTA reward is kind of bad, Then they'll have to make the RTA rewards a little bit better too.
Ooh, that would be nice. I would like a devil every week. I'll take a devil.
Yeah, a Devilmon would be great.
Devilmon every week. Why not?
Well, you know what? Let's throw it out there as well. I mean, we've been asking for. I mean, I like to give suggestions if you haven't noticed for, of course, the top players, but the generalized population as well to incentivize things. I would love to see a 4-star. I mean, you guys don't like it or you guys don't care about it, but a 4-star Devilmon in the shop for some of those players.
Oh, whales!
I would love
to care about these 4-star.
I care about them.
I would love that. If there's a new monster that comes out that's 4-star, it takes so much scroll to oh my god.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It'd be great.
Yeah, I would love one of those. My Dryad still needs some skill ups.
So what are rewards that are within reason that you'd like to see? And again, going back, what are ways that we can continually fix this point implementation, because point system implementation for RTA? Because we have to talk about it here to suggest it to them, to give them ideas.
Well, I think the point system you could kind of take. So there's two main changes that they did, right? One is the point win-loss, and the other is expanding the size of the ranking groups. I think that's great, right, to attract players. But that is an independent thing from the point win-loss. So I think how they've expanded the ranks, very good. The point win-loss, I think they could go back to an old system, but just tighten what you queue into so you don't lose 25 points a game, but maybe your queues are 10 seconds longer, but you have a tighter window. But I think that was more fair. And then in terms of items in the shop, I wouldn't mind seeing a re-app either. I'd love to see a reappraisal.
Just like
sounds
one,
nice.
right? Okay, I think
Just
that's
singular,
within reason.
just one. All I need is one.
Reasonable.
The only change that I really dislike though is this 5 second extra wait time.
5 seconds.
Oh,
extra wait time?
the queuing into the
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I see.
It just makes it worse. It's. I
But
don't
now
see
you
any
could like
point
look
doing
at replays kind of, and you could look at fights and monsters when you're.
Yeah, but
queuing
if I
in.
wanted, actually, maybe I'm
Yeah, for
strange
5
with that,
seconds.
but if I want to do that, then I just have like this alt on Mox on my PC where I can just watch replays or anything.
Yeah,
So
I think the reason
I'm
they
not-
go ahead.
yeah, I'm just wasting my time. This 5 seconds every match.
I think the reason they implemented the 5 seconds is because they're allowing us now to not just be stuck on the RTA screen. We can go to runes, right? And when you're on
Yeah.
runes, you want to have that 5 seconds to press save or whatever it is. I think that's what they're trying to go at with that. But I feel the queue times are so short anyways that we don't even need to go look at runes. You know what I mean? So if they want to do this more effectively, I feel that, like going back to what Makeitabud, I'm going to combine these two ideas where they need to make the queue times longer and make the games more fair. I think we should take a poll and see, Guardian level players, do you mind waiting 2 minutes for a match to be more fair? Okay, maybe G3s, right? In a lot of competitive games, queue times are very, very long. Going back to like League or Overwatch for the high ranked players, right? Low ranked players, it'll still be very quick to queue in. What do you guys think on that?
Maybe not 2 minutes, but maybe like a 30-second to a minute would be okay. But
Well, it
2
depends
minutes.
who's online, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
depends.
saying. It could be 2
I mean, it
minutes.
depends. Sometimes, like I remember the beginning of this season, when I was doing some swords, the queue times would be 2 minutes. I don't know why that happened. Maybe it's the algorithm, but there were 2 minute queue times. Sometimes you wouldn't find an opponent, and that was painful too. But
I think
I'd
sometimes
rather,
if you're ranked too high, like it's hard to find an opponent too.
But
Like
it-
if you're like G3, you.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
maybe
think
maybe
the 5
that's
seconds-
better though. Maybe that's better because then that will force players that are high ranked like Tomato to have to try to queue during certain times to get certain players, or else they can't
Probably,
play,
or
right?
just to get a game. Yeah.
Right, just to get a game, they gotta. Makeitbud's playing and Sai's playing. Now I can
Go
queue.
to
This is a
that,
good
yeah.
time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that also has downsides because, for example, there are not that many G3 players always queuing at the same time, so you'll always have the same person. You're always fighting the same person. I
True.
think that gets boring as well.
Yeah,
That's actually
I
true.
think it's fun.
So
I think
maybe
it's fun,
maybe
but-
it doesn't have to be so tight. It can be a G2 to G3 range. Like a certain point gap range, I think is fair. But if you think about most competitive games at the high ranks, they
You don't know
do
each
play.
other,
They
yeah.
do play each other a lot
Yeah.
up there, and they fight each other and they change things all the time. Like you might be fighting Thompsin today, and because he knows he's fighting you tomorrow, he's gonna bring something else to like screw you over tomorrow, right? That on the difficulties that he had today. So that could also bring some fun aspects for the top players as well.
Yeah, like if I fight Thompson and he's bringing his Tableau Gianna on me now, he might bring his Ragdoll the next day on me. Reba Chow on me.
You have Ragdoll now? You have Ragdoll now?
No,
I'm looking the wrong way. This way. No, not Ragdoll. Oh, next week then. Next week. Sorry.
I got Fran,
nice.
Yeah, friend is rich.
best monster.
I feel for those that don't have Fran. Speaking of that, I feel like they should open up a Fran SD or just like make it summonable because there's a couple in my guild, there's a couple I've known that don't have it. You're pretty screwed this season if you don't have a Fran.
Yeah. Hey,
You're
that's
toast,
they
man.
snooze, they lose, right? I mean, it's kind of fair,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think they should allow it to be an ancient shop. That could be something that they could put in pieces for the Fran in the ancient shop. Don't think it
Or summonable.
right?
Just make it summonable. I
Or
mean,
just guild shop.
Yeah, they should.
But they want to
I
keep it
want-
special though. They want it. That's a special type of unit. Contours does that. Like if a unit's special, they like to keep it special. They don't want to like change it, right? For everybody to obtain.
there's a whole population that will never get legend then, basically.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
If you have Artemil, Amelia's actually still not that bad with Artemil. I'm talking about G3. Legend.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I
Nice.
hear you. Must be nice.
Like if you have like a 280, if you have a 280 speed Fran, and you could put those ruins on Amelia, it's not that bad too.
that's true.
I mean, you could do a lot
I
of
think
things.
you go
You could
300
add a lot of things with Artemil, and you would do pretty well too.
is there any unit in the game like Fran? So she's
No.
pretty unique. Yeah, she's
Well, I
pretty
mean,
unique.
there's a lot of things that are unique too, though. Like in terms of
Wait,
like
that's true.
things give immunity, like Wusa gives immunity, right? Gives things cleanse.
You
But
would
every,
you-
every unit technically is independently unique too, right?
right.
Her first move is too strong.
So good, man. It's like so
Real
good.
strong.
Too strong.
I
So
feel like all her
good.
skills are too strong, to be honest. All the skills.
The stun is so good, man. No element of disadvantage. Yeah. No.
Don't nerf my friend, guys. It's my only LD that I use. Please don't touch it. Please.
Wait, how many LD Nat 5s do you have? I know you have
I got one.
Eludia. Oh, you only have
And
Eludia.
it's a scuffed version of
It's
Gianna.
coming. It's coming for Bud. It's coming.
Yeah. Hey, we've tried. We've gotten some good landing rates, but we've tried.
It's coming.
We'll try. We'll see.
Feeling.
What about you, Krisleshizle? Do you have any LD
Good
Nat
luck with
5s?
Han.
Sorry?
You have any LD
Good
Nat
luck with
5s?
Han.
Yeah, I have 3 actually. I have Tianlang, I have Celia, and Han. So, actually, even though Tianlang is nerfed, I still like him this season because there are so many attack bar buffers
I would still want a Tian Lang.
this season.
I would still want a
I
Tian
would-
Lang. It's a pick banner. It's just like you just pick it and you know your opponent's like A gotta leave it there or B gotta ban it. It's very nice to have that power in the pick and bans.
Yeah, exactly. With everybody picking Ferdale, Diana, it's still an amazing monster, but he can make you tilt if he doesn't do anything.
So quick question here. You have a Celia. I know, before in the earlier seasons, I've seen people use Celia and it's, pretty strong and pretty, how, it's kind of fallen off, I guess maybe through meta or whatnot, but how, do you still use it or do you guys see Celias at all in RTA?
I think Cilia has like a major flaw because like when you use Cilia often, people violent proc out of her sleep very often, right, Chris?
Yeah. I basically use Celia because her base speed is insanely high. It's
Oh, yeah.
115.
Oh, that's right. That's
So-
Swift.
13 or something.
So she's amazing if you get against speed teams, then she's amazing. And mine is like plus 200 speed, so usually I outspeed nearly everybody. And then I also have a Tian Lang, so I can just stop every speed cleave or any teams like this. So that's basically the only way I still use Celia. For the rest, Hathor is a way better pick.
Don't you feel like
I mean-
Celia's a little bit not that good though because like you can easily counter it. Just go, oh, the guy has Celia. Well, my units all have will. I'm just gonna pick a shield unit and now I'm okay. You know what I mean? Because it only strips one buff, right?
But she's also,
I don't think that's her weakness. I think her weakness is the
The awaking out of the violent proc
Yeah.
kind of stuff. What were you saying, Obolongo, by the way? And do you have any LD Nat
I mean,
5s?
Celia's base stats overall are really sick. They're like one of the best in the games. So you could even go a damage build on her, and you don't have to rely on solely her sleeps. And yeah, I have Nigong and Han, and they're not seeing that much light in RTA.
I think her
You think those are
strength
nice?
I think Celia's strength is that you could ruin her like speed defense HP or speed HP. I don't know. I feel like that's her strength.
Celia is just tough in the draft phase because you have no idea what speed it's running at you at. So it can disrupt my control draft. It can disrupt anything. It's very tough to predict, and that's to me what makes it tough to fight one. And you do have to bring in like Rakunis or some other thing if you intend to fight it for a long period of time.
It could be scary as a tertiary pick for sure.
But again, I think Gianna's way stronger than Celia.
I think all Celia's are like 280 plus speed. It's pretty easy to make it like that.
Yeah, but
Easy.
it's the ones when you're talking 300 to 310. That's the sticky part. I expect
Depends
every
on
single one to be
speed,
280 plus, but it's when they put a plus 200 set on it, and you don't see that coming. And
Well,
other
now you
units
do
like
because
Gianna are a lot
Krisleshizle
more
told you
predictable.
his is plus 200.
Yeah, now I know.
Now you know.
Now I
Now you know.
know.
Now you
I
know.
know that they were that fast. I do know.
should have said anything.
All right, well,
I
let's
think-
let me open up this next topic here since we're kind of talking about that as well. I'm just gonna leave it up to the board. We can keep talking about whatever you want to throw on the board, but this next topic is what are some of the strongest units in RTA this season and why? Yeah, so just throw it on there. Whatever you guys want to discuss. It goes hand in hand with kind of what we're discussing anyways right now.
Elemental wise, it's got to be like Fran, Vertihill, and probably Water Monkey's not bad.
Agar.
water-
Friends light technically. So you
Oh
gotta
yeah. Well,
categorize
free
it
to
as
play.
an LD
Free to
unit.
play. Yeah.
Free
So
to play.
everyone can get her.
What are fire units? What there's a lot of OP other elements. What's an OP fire unit? Just Verd? Lately, that's it. This season, Verd.
I mean,
Vanessa's
Yeah.
good. Vanessa's really
Ooh,
good.
Vanessa.
Okeanos too.
Okeanos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okeanos not bad.
Well, I did use an
Okeanos is
Okeanos
bad?
yesterday. I was doing some RTAs and it was on a viewers account and it was like 3 or 4 matches in a row where Oki just did not strip reset or reset when they didn't even have will. It was so bad, dude.
20
so
accuracy, or how much accuracy we talking about?
71, but I also took accuracy lead on like 2 of the battles as well, so it was at 100, right?
Yeah.
But oh my
That's
gosh, dude.
the
thing. You gotta feed that.
Kind of
thing.
inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, that's a downside to relying on a pick and ban phase where you're heavily relying on turn 1 Oki, right? To dictate the match. That's really not really what you go towards when you're doing those RTAs, which is tough. Very tough.
Yeah, that's why I made the Obolongo derp emotes.
What is that?
Oh, is that that's why you have the Okeanos with the weird eyes, right? It's for
That's the derpy eyes. It's for when my Okeanos kills me. Because I don't have Gani Hathor, so I rely on Okeanos a lot to
I
counter.
know, that must be rough for you to RTA with
Wow,
that.
you don't have Gani Hathor?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't.
Speaking of Gani Hathor, they're probably like Hathor is probably one of the best units in the game right now.
Let's talk about this. A lot of people are saying Swift Hathor now is a thing, and Hathor going first, right? That's originally how I used to have my Gani Hathor set up. Hathor first. I changed it back because of the pros of Gani be going before Hathor. But a lot more people are agreeing with Hathor going first now. Why is that? And, you know, why is the meta changed it to that, to make it that, where Hathor needs to go first?
I mean,
Or do you not
first turn,
support
you
that?
can sleep a unit, it's great. And like most of the people just put like the Molong runes on Hathor or Swift. Swift Hathor has always been a thing for like the past like 9 seasons. Yeah.
Well, I'd say the difference, the main reason why you see the meta is a lot more like 50-50 is because Gani used to strip on skill 1, right? So if you move the Gani in front, you have an additional option on what to do with the Hathor and with skill 3. Now you've lost that. So while Gani in front of Hathor makes you more efficient with the reset and the ability to control the reset on the Hathor throughout the match,
Right.
if you want to play more aggressive, you can put the Hathor on a Swift set, move the Gani on a better Bio set so your team comes out at a faster speed, right? Because you're no longer having 2 Bio sets. You can put much faster Bio runes on one unit and put a Swift set on another, so your team rolls out at 300 instead of 270. And you can open up a hole with Hathor, and then you can skill reset, do the same thing as you used to do with Gani, and have more consistent matches. So that's the whole reason why that change happened, but it's also dependent on your lineup. Like if you are more of a, like if you have like Artemils and you have a slower type of lineup, the Swift Hathor may not provide you enough. The procs make a big difference on the Hathor, and so you do not need as strong of an opener. So it just depends on how strong of an opener you need to, and what type of comp you're.
And a lot of people are playing Vanessa Triana, so even Hathor it's not that open, I feel like.
Okay.
As in, like before, people like to play Gani Hathor, and then they have like a full CC comp. And now a lot of people more play on like playing several turns, not depending on that the opponent has will. So they can just wait a turn, sleep 1 unit, and then just sleep everything in the next turn.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you open up a hole, and then you don't get killed, then you have the Hathor next turn because you've reset, which is the same thing that you used to do, but now because Gani doesn't strip on skill 1, it's kind of what people do.
Or you could have Hathor do nothing first turn and second turn, and you're just sitting on Fran's immunity for a few turns too. That happens often.
You can do that too. So elemental wise, I would say Gani Hathor is still strong. Maybe stronger now actually, because you don't have Molong sapping away the bio runes, so everyone's Gani Hathor is a lot more juiced out than they used to be.
Yeah.
That's
There
actually
aren't
true.
that many good water units now. I love Emilia, and I think that's about it.
I feel
I like the Water Monkey, dude.
Water Monkey and
Monkey's
Agar
so
are definitely
good.
dominating.
Shiho.
Yeah, Shiho and Agar are really
But
dominating.
it depends on how you use it. And Agar obviously solos the game. Like no fire team is ever beating an Agar.
I don't know. Perna crits Agar a lot. Am I right?
Yeah, Perna crits.
Okay, yes. If it's when I'm fighting my opponents, my G2 opponents and G1 opponents, always crit my Agar. Yes.
Not just you. Perna just crits.
Okay.
Oh, come on, but this has always been known, right? It's always known that Perna always crits a lot.
Yeah, Perna does crit quite a bit. But flip side is also you should design your Agar to be, or at least I tell the people that I know, like to design their Agar to be slightly tankier, so that you can take that little bit of volatility, right? You shouldn't. If there's a Perna in the game, you should be using your Agar to control that Perna's attack bar, so that it can only pop off 1 or 2 shots anyways. So I think Agar is still a broken unit. But speaking of Aegir, Diana's a really hard counter to the Shiho Aegir stuff. So you see a lot of drafts revolving around Diana in the middle of the draft. It's a lot of times it's actually a fight for the Diana over the Aegir, or like people take a Diana to enable the Aegir pick later.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot.
Yeah,
You take the Diana first, and then you take the Aegir and stuff later on.
Yeah, but then they can't pick Aegir.
So
They kind
what-
of force him to pick fire.
What are some other counters then potentially to Aegir and Water Monkey King if you don't have Diana?
Gani Hathor
How do you
sleeps
do?
pretty well. Gani Hathor.
I could actually see Wind Monkey being pretty good.
Yeah, let's bring it back to season 1 and 2, man, where people actually used Wind Monkey King. Yeah, what's
'Cause I feel like Wind Monkey is a scarier Wind Panda right now. Because Wind Panda is way
Yeah,
too
Wind
slow.
Panda sucks right now. It's gone. It's
Wind Panda,
Wind
I
Panda
feel like it's
good,
better than
man.
Wind Monkey, man. Tell me why you think Wind Monkey's good.
I didn't say that, so I'll let Obama answer.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
I do not claim that.
I disagree. I'm with Thompson on this. I think Feng Yan's still good, man. He's hard to kill.
No, I mean,
dude.
like, I just feel like Feng Yan's still more scary than Wind Monkey. The way
I
he
think-
could ruin, yeah.
I think Wind Monkey base stats are pretty scary because he has the high base
Oh.
speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very easy to make him go before your turn and stuff. But it's harder for Feng to do that with his low base speed. And also, he deals more damage in less time. So that's why I like him. Also with stuns, innate.
He gets controlled pretty easily. That's my problem. And like, there's like Fran and stuff, going on around. It's hard. Yeah.
But
At least, like,
Defense break and stuff, you mean? Like with the Fran?
Huh?
Right. Because when you stun or defense break, the Fran just picks up the other team, right? Like they cleanse or their immunity makes it hard for the Wind Monkey to do anything.
Well, also like attack down and stun the Wind Monkey. The Wind Monkey's not going to do anything for a long time.
I'm
Then
not
again,
scared
I
of either unit, though. To be fair, I don't think either of them are good.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
that scared of either.
Either of them not that good.
But I
That's
think-
one thing. But like,
Monkey's
yeah.
scarier.
So okay, I like Feng Yan more. That's it.
Although I did fight this like 150 speed Feng Yan that had like probably some crazy thing like 3k defense or something because that thing never moved, but it resisted everything, and when it did move, it procced and then it two-shot at my Gani.
That's also another positive of Feng Yan because you could give him max resistance and like good accuracy, good HP, good defense. But like Wind Monkey, even though his base speed is good, you have to put crit rate, crit damage, a little bit of accuracy.
Much harder to ruin.
You can't
Yeah.
fit any more other stats in there, right?
Yeah, he's really hard
Yeah,
to
that's
ruin
true.
Wind Monkey King well. It's so hard
Yeah.
to
I
feel
ruin
like-
really well.
I feel like the Wind Monkey passive also protects your other units a little bit. Not much, but
Yeah,
against units
yeah,
like Diana,
Mm.
then the Diana can't go for your Fran.
Proc rate is what, like 20%, 15%?
20%.
Yeah,
And
it's
he
25%, I think.
He takes
25.
reduced damage on himself too, so he kind of keeps himself alive pretty well. But yeah, with this new Aegir and Water Monkey King coming
Yeah.
into meta, I mean, Wind Monkey King might come out more often. I don't know.
Nothing's more tilting than like the Wind Monkey King not stunning too.
Yeah, the only reason why I think Wind Monkey King might be better this season is because of this extra revenge that Feng Yan just doesn't have.
Maybe.
Yeah, because
Now, one of
everything's
you
so
guys
single
go pioneer
target.
it.
Yeah.
One of you guys go pioneer it and I'll copy you.
Well, hey, I'm gonna do this because I know Fate Man. Yeah, because I'm gonna say his name again because every time I say his name, it becomes a freaking meme. But Fate Man, Fate Man, I actually summoned him a Wind Monkey King. He came to me to do summons before the tournament. Before I forgot which tournament. I summoned him a Wind Monkey King, and I asked him, "Are you gonna use it?" He says, "Oh, maybe for Diana's," but he never did. And if you guys don't know,
Yeah.
Fate Mem is the player that's been using, fun units. He started using water barbarian a lot, which a lot of people saw effective, as well as he started using Mav for fun. So I don't think it would be unreasonable to ask him to try Wind Monkey King. I don't think it would be unreasonable for him to try it out. I mean, he's using Mav in G3 and he's making it work.
Why not use
in
the Wind
G3. Yes, I would like to see him to use Wind Monkey King then, because I know he has one. Just as I don't know if he has devil ones on it though.
He does use them. The Mav is very different though. The Mav just
Yeah.
enables the team and reduce cooldowns and
Right.
with his new Usa it actually pairs quite nice. The Wind Monkey is more of a stunner bruiser, and when he actually ended up using Brandia to deal with Diana at the time. So clearly
yeah, that's
Brandia
right.
is a better option than Wind Monkey. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Wind Monkey. The base speed being higher you can just kind of make it up with better runes, or just invest a better rune set on it and give it a go.
He's a heavy
The thing
investment. Is the
I also
Dr.
value
Dream.
him higher this season because of Fran, because he pairs really well with Fran, since he protects her and
Oh yeah.
with the attack buff and stuff.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true.
And you get attack buff, man. He might actually kind of hurt. I don't know what the multiplier is,
Yeah.
but his turn cycling is pretty good, right? He gets 50% attack bar, I
Yeah,
think,
the
with skill
50%.
2. So, not bad. Okay, pioneer something new. Try it out. Do you have it, Obolongo?
Yeah. No, I don't have it.
Damn
I
it.
don't have it.
I was gonna force you to use it because
I'm
you were
lacking,
talking
like,
about it. I was gonna
almost
force you
all
to
the-
use it.
You don't have one, and you're
Yeah, I don't have
advocating
one.
for one.
I mean, I've been using some new stuff, like Daphnis. I've been using him a bit this season,
That's true. I saw that.
and he's pretty good actually, versus the Artemil people, the high ranked ones.
Whoa! Tell me more about that.
Yes, you know those.
Why not against Light Panda? Why just Artemil?
I mean, you could go versus Lightfan as well. The thing is, I like to use him versus the people who go Ragdoll, Artemil, Viva Shell, Amelia, and then the +1.
You bring
So I go
damage?
like,
Why do we
bring
just
straight
use like
direct
Molong
damage into
Icarus?
yeah, I bring Daphnis,
Interesting.
Icarus, Molong, and then
Oh,
usually bring
okay. Oh.
Vanessa Triana for sustain, and also to
Yeah.
prevent them from picking.
Why don't you just bring Bulwark? I'm just kidding.
Why not Danny Hathor?
Yeah,
man?
I don't have units. I don't have units.
Yeah, so if you just bring in Icarus, Molong, and Daphnis, right? You just bring in Mav, turn cycling, man, and you just keep sniping them, right? That's what I'm talking about, dude. You should try it
Yeah,
out.
that could work.
Krisleshizle, I'm curious. You used to cleave a lot. Do you still cleave a lot now? And is that all you pretty much do for RTAs? Is cleaving? And well, what kind of cleaving? Just same stuff?
I'm actually cleaving more because of the current meta, because everybody wants to pick Vanessa, Fran, Triana, and they're really cleavable. And a lot of people they don't pick either double speed lead with 2 units that can outspeed something, or they guess on it. And my units are quite fast, so I still outspeed them and can still win. So I think actually in this meta, cleaving is even better than the last 2-3 seasons.
I agree with Chris. Yeah, I've been cleaving a lot too.
Well, what are you cleaving with lately, Crystal? You know what I would like to see you have is that Martina, so you could do some fun Sheena stuff. You don't have Martina, do you?
No, I don't. I'm still using the China, Tiana, Bastet, Cyrus, Lucian Cook.
Oh, okay. More along those lines. Yeah, it would be nice if you got a Martina. That would definitely add to your fun repertoire of cleaving. Opens up a lot more, especially against those immunity teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Thompson's cleave is really scary.
Yeah, what's your cleave,
The
Thompson?
Tableau with Jana stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've been using Tableau.
I think you went over it before.
Yeah, he did go over before. Still using that, huh? Quick.
I haven't played RTA for a while. I just like, I feel like the rewards aren't worth the time for me to put in because I don't know. It's hard for me to put in all the swords, so I know I'm not going to be like top 4.
Yep.
So I'll just settle for like top 300. I'm cool with that.
Do you think that the fact that they made it 300 over 100 just for you personally, like disincentivized you to play as much?
Oh, actually, that's a different way of thinking. Because the pool for G3 is so big now.
Like it's not as
You don't
exclusive
care anymore, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
rewards kind of cheapened a little bit because of that.
Well, I think a lot of people are turned off by the beast monk transmog as well. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that real
I
quick.
kind of it looks decent, but it's a beast monk.
I have friends. Well, I have friends. I have friends that have light and dark beast monk
I
that don't care
have
about
friends.
the transmog. Like they have the Shazam and Rahul,
Yeah.
and they don't even care about getting it. Like they're cool.
Huh.
And even if they get it, they're gonna put on like Ritesh or Chandra or whatever.
What is the theme of this transmog?
It's like Underlord thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
it looks like a, I don't know. He looks like a I don't know. He's got all
Looks like
raggedy
an old-
clothes on. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
old
think
Beast Monk.
I think it looks alright, but it's a beast monk, man, and I don't really
Yeah.
do Guild Wars, so it's a beast monk.
All right.
I'm gonna put it on a unit. I don't care.
Okay, we can't really. It's hard to really suggest the type of skin, right? But okay, there it is. But
can do it.
what unit would you like to see the next RTA season skin on?
Ooh.
Yeah, give some suggestions here.
Sierra, Oracle. Why not?
Okay, so
Dragons.
I feel like Oracle. There's already
They have
like
a
a
lot.
ton of Oracle skins.
The
have a
beast
lot.
monks got their skins too. Why not oracles? Give us one of those nice ones.
They need
feel like-
I would like a skin for Fran, please.
what? It's a 2-star, man.
Oh yeah, I would so try to get it.
Maybe
I
they
feel
should.
like harps.
Harps?
Magicians.
They
Because
only
they
do
also
Nat
have
5s
useful.
though. You have to remember that. They've been only doing
Sky
Nat
dancers.
5s.
Sky dancers.
No, they had the young.
They
I
did
have
Sky
Star
Dancer
Dancer one already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did have
I
Sky
have
Dancers,
the
you're
light
right.
skin.
So
It
harps
just-
could be
yeah,
a
they were-
contender.
Harps can be one, yeah, that's right. They do have some skins already though. Yo, you know.
They
if
gotta
there's
make a skin for Fran. All my monsters have transmog except for Fran.
Yeah, Fairies
Yeah,
don't
but the
have
thing is,
Transmog.
the Sky Dancer had 2 skins, right? Before the RTA one.
Yeah.
Harps
that's
only have
true.
1.
Yeah, correct.
So I feel like
Or Lightning Emperor.
I think
yeah,
that's
Lightning
a
Emperor
new.
could be one.
Yeah, that's the only
But
one
only if
without
they give
skins
me
right now,
Odin.
right? Lightning Emperor and Druids don't have skins yet, but they're just new. That's all.
Oh, don't make it for druids, man.
Yeah, no.
Druids are gonna be meta next patch.
They're
I'm
gonna
not-
make them good. Druids remind me of ponies before, man. They're gonna do something.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something. Just
I'm
like
not
the ponies.
trying to like make fun of Varian or anything, but he's trying to make that wind one work, and I don't know, man.
Ooh, I think he's in the
like-
stream. Yeah.
Oh, hi Varian. Yeah,
Make
I
it work.
see you're trying so hard, man. You have such great ruins. Why put it on Wind Druid?
He likes to test things out, man. He's a thinker.
No, I understand. It's just like really, yeah, feel bad.
But
He
what
did
kind of
bring
runes is
that,
on it? Is it a tank or is it a bruiser one? I think it's a bruiser. No.
Yeah,
Bruiser
it's
type
fast.
Bruiser. And if you have good rune
Thank you.
quality, everything is going to be
Yeah.
TP Bruiser. Like you can't afford for it not to do damage.
Mm.
And I feel like you have to try out new stuff to evolve the meta. Like with Verdile, I was like the only G3 using him consistently, like almost in every match last season and the season before. And now
Oh.
he's like everywhere.
I know, right? Everyone
Yeah.
copied you, and this one of the
Yeah.
most toxic units ever.
So were
Yeah,
you the
I kinda
were you the Verd pioneer?
I want to say this since you're here.
Nobody
I did
wanted
not
them.
copy you, Obolongo. I did not. All right.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it could be a chain reaction. But yeah, I'm not gonna like trademark.
I don't
Verdile.
use him like you do.
But it can be a
I
chain
use him like
reaction.
once in a blue moon. So yeah.
Got to trademark it, man.
Yeah.
If you were one of the first to use it, I guess you don't have to trademark it, but say, hey, I was one of the first to use this across many seasons. Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
I actually tried him last season when I saw Obo using him. Failed miserably. Just because I picked the wrong comps and I was like, fuck this. I'll just I'll just leave it and unrune him again.
Because like season 1 and season 2, when I had way more limited box, I was using him also a bit. And then I brought him back for the Jean meta, since he countered Jean so well last season. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration for Bird.
And
No one
John
uses
sucks now,
John
but-
anymore, so you're okay.
John sucks now,
Yeah.
but Vert's so good.
Yeah.
I think
Vert's good
mid-tier-
because Fran is protecting it a lot.
I think the tier list is varies for the rankings. I think for the mid low ranks fighters and conquerors, I think Jean still works very well because not a lot.
I
of
use
people know
Jean
how
in
to
all my
deal with
matches.
it.
I
love
think the
John.
tier list should be dictated by the top ranks
It
because
should.
when you're at the lower ranks, runes kind of change the whole thing. So there is no quote unquote tier list because
Well, Conqueror, I
Runes
think
are totally different.
should be respected in the sense of having a tier list. I mean, to the most part.
well then if it's Conquer then by that definition I would just sack my rating down, go down to Conquer, and Bastet Tiana goes to the top of the list. You know what I mean?
That's true too.
So that's why I'm saying like you can't have a tier list for lower ranks because by that definition doesn't work. Because what if someone was supposed to be a G3 player just said screw this, I'm just going to cleave all day, I'm going to make a 320 Tiana 310 Bastet, go to town on this guy, and that's my triple S tier unit, therefore that's the best unit in that meta. It doesn't make sense, right? So tier list has to be designated by the top players.
Yeah, but I also think on the lower rankings, like the players are actually playing there, they're either missing monsters or they're missing runes.
Yeah.
And on the end game, everybody has runes, everybody has monsters, mostly. So yeah, based on that, the tier list should be end game.
Okay. All right. Some pretty interesting topics here on various units that are good in RTA. I'm gonna change the subject a little bit here. A lot of people, want us to talk about other things besides RTA a little bit. Still PvP oriented though. The next topic is gonna be discussing some of the best Guild Wars and Siege defenses. Yeah, we're talking a little bit high level RTA, so let's bring it back down a little bit. Maybe for people who care a little bit more about Guild Wars and Guild Siege. What do you guys see often? What do you guys use? And what's good for Guild Wars, Guild Siege? Because people want to know, man. So
Who
we can set
actually
them.
does Guild Wars and Guild Siege a lot here?
Come on!
I just say
99%
I
of the
just want to say
population.
this. I'm a big Guild War defense and Siege defense fan. I don't really like doing the offense, but I just like creating defense.
What's your best defense then?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I have a few. One of my comps, I copied Archer, but made it my own. He uses cumin. Oh,
Cumin.
crap.
Oh my god. Or does he use coriander? Or does he use allspice? I'm sorry, just troll.
Yeah. The
Kabud. Sorry.
cumin. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, no, sorry. I don't even know the real
He
pronunciation. I'm
uses
just kidding.
cumin, Shayna, and Martina. Yeah. Cumin, Shayna, Martina. I use Mimir, Shayna, Martina, and it's like so good.
How come it's so good?
The
Oh, that's interesting actually. That's an
Really?
the
interesting.
record is 47 out of 15.
Who the hell you guys been fighting?
Who the hell you fighting, man? That look easy, bro. What the?
Yeah. What the-
We're kind of.
Wait, no, it is a four. No, that's the 4-star defense, not Guild Wars. That's a
Yeah,
siege defense.
it's a big rune
Ah.
rune check defense though, because if you can outspeed, you can easily just
but no,
Lucian
but
it.
it's a 4-star defense, so
Four.
I'm not really able to like. You could still like Megan cleave it, right? Or Kona Fat Lucian that, can't you?
Yeah, maybe. You know, you could try. Also,
We'll see.
for Guild War, I feel like Guild War paladins are really good on defense.
Oh, very
And
good.
if you're not
Very good.
if you're not paladining on defense, you need a speed lead. I think it's like the meta is kind of like that right now.
Yeah,
Like,
paladin is so
by
good.
paladins, I mean wind paladin, fire paladin, and light paladin. Like they're really good on defense. And also, like if you're not using paladins, then having a speed lead and outspeeding them is the other option. I think that's the only two ways to go.
I think
Yeah.
light pally is a must on every defense, because like having that resistance lead, and over the course of 100 people attacking you, somebody's gonna get cucked by violence and resistance. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually, somebody will
I'll
get cucked.
say I'll say in my guild I don't, but they stress defense a lot, right? Guild War defense. The most successful defenses are not the ones that outspeed, because, or at least I've tried that and I get my ass handed all the time. The ones that are really good are the ones with Jean in them, as Thompson's saying, and anything that provides like tanky, high resist volatility. But I think the outspeeding option is probably doesn't usually work too often. Those are usually my least successful defenses, is those that go for outspeeding, because it's very predictable, right? Like when someone comes into it, they'll know what to bring. Like nothing's a surprise. But with Jean, that shit can proc like 6-7 times, you know, and whatever Perna or whatever it's brought in with just blows you up with 5 procs.
Right.
It's a lot harder
Chris,
to deal with.
that's because it's hard to outspeed you. But like imagine there's like a Sylvia, Orion, Theomars comp. It's kind of scary, right?
No, just outspeed that thing.
Exactly. Like you can say that. Not everybody can say that, right?
You can Leo it, Leo. You win.
Your
true.
defense is I would have an easy pick against that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let me see it again. Well, who is it? Is it Kraka, Jean, and Triana?
Uh-huh.
This is Wusa, Perna, Fengyan. Second comp, is that Fengyan,
I'm
Artemil?
trying.
Fengyan, Artemil, what?
Ophelia.
Oh man, I just double Katarina that thing, man. Guarantee one of the
Can
hit
you
things.
Lucian that second one? Is that Lucianable?
You might not be
I'm
counting
not a
it
Guild War
Ophelia.
pro. It's just a question.
You could try.
I could try, but my Lucians suck. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm saying maybe like someone like a Foxy could do it.
No, I'm just saying like
Legend with the Lucian pro
yeah,
could do it.
it's paladin and speed meta right now for defense.
I agree.
Yeah.
The Paladins are very strong with
Chris,
skill.
not speed. Yeah.
But I also think that there's a huge difference between Guild War and Siege. For example, in Siege, it's mostly about what does your guild have. If you have 5 times the same defense and you keep using that defense all over again, that's way more powerful than having 5 different fancy LD units in there.
That potentially is true, because
In
you
the end-
dwindle down their
in the end-
monster pool. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their counters to that defense
Yeah.
get rolled down.
I also want to say this: the more paladins there are on defense, the more toxic Guild War defense is. So like everyone's practically putting like 3 arenas on defense. It's kind of lame, you know.
Thing is, I feel like Jean is gonna become weak and weaker as time goes. She's strong. She's really strong right now because she's kind of new into the Guild Wars meta. But like Molong in the long run is more unpredictable, and you can use like Tetra, Vermos, Immunity versus Jean because the defenses are usually one-dimensional.
But Molong
Right
is
now
hard
it's
to counter, because
Yeah.
big counter for Molong is Harmonia, which is fusible. So, I mean, like, Sharon,
Vermos is useful.
Yeah, okay, but Sean, how many people are gonna fuse 10 thermals for
Yeah, that's
for
true.
siege? And Sean just feels like it's harder to counter because there are less counters for it.
Is there
That's
any
available counters.
different defenses you guys see in the EU meta? Because I know every region has a couple of different things as well. Do you guys see anything different or of interest over there in EU?
EU
junglers
is
and
all
stuff?
about the top guilds. They kind of pretty much try to push the same defense 5 times, and then
What is that
even
defense?
10
Is it
times.
still Molong-ish?
For example, Sean, Kumar, Ritesh. Put that in 2 towers, 10 of them,
I would do that.
and people will run out of counters after 3 or 4 times.
That's true. Yeah, first wave it seems very easy to beat it. Second,
And-
third,
and-
fourth waves trying to beat it. Yeah, it can get a little bit more difficult. That's true.
And for example, what Aftermath was using is Kamoon, Orion, Iunu. And they were getting a shitload of wins just because they have 5 of them. And people they can kill the tower easily 2 or 3 times. But after that, they start failing, and they only start failing more and more and more. So I think Siege meta is more about using the same defenses. So what can your guild really copy from each other? And Guild Wars is more pointed at like strong light and dark units or strong units with insane runes that has something surprisingly like RNG, more RNG based. Because in Guild Wars, if you win from one Sean team, you can win the other 2 as well. But in Siege, you just run out of teams.
I suppose the speed meta is also a lot more difficult to deal with in Siege, right? Because after a while, you run out of counters to fast units.
But they can reuse that defense again, right? After the towers.
So
reach
the speed stuff is good in the late stage of Siege.
That's true.
Yeah, but the problem about speed on endgame is that people know how fast you are.
That's
So in the end, you will have the same people hitting you, and they know how to counter you. And if it's only you who are really fast, then there's basically only 5 or 6 people need to be able to beat your defense, and they beat your defense the whole siege. So unless there's 5 people who has a very fast defense, I don't think it's that strong.
I also feel like Jean will always be good on Guild War defense, only because like she's like light, she could just stun whoever she wants, and her violent procs are insane because
She only
like
needs
her
one. Yeah.
skill
she
resets,
procs a
right?
lot.
And the craziest part about Jean is that like resistance lead, like if you can't bring like a Sierra in there because like you'll feel insecure, about like bombing them. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if Global uses Monte, but Monte has been used a bit on Europe now for the 4 stars.
We
Because
definitely
he brings
don't
a
use
lot
it.
of RNG.
Yeah, Kamoon
Like
Monkey.
if he gets a lucky
better.
roll on the dice, you're just dead.
We'll see like Ludo, but we won't see Montes.
Okay, Ludo. Okay. So like the Haram Ludo stuff.
No, more like Garo, Ludo, Praisvelg.
Okay.
We'll see that.
There's a lot of Skogos too.
And a lot of Skogos, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I
I
guess
hate
the
that.
meta-
I hate
The ones on
that.
Violet.
I hate that tower. There's towers full of like Kamoon, Armarna, Triana, and they just keep doing that, man. And it's like
Mine
it's-
always gets crushed. I had one of those. It had terrible win
no,
rate.
but
Yeah,
after
it's
time,
not
I,
that
like,
good.
I don't have any more responses to like. I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you clear a whole tower of that? I don't know if I can
Yeah.
clear a whole tower. You can clear a whole
Apparently
tower.
they can.
I just take turns using all my boomerangs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just
Yeah, booming
twins that, right? You just
Yeah.
twins that.
I guess you just have to have enough sets. I only have like one set of boomerangs that go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Skogos, that's a lot tougher. I once brought twins that and that didn't work. So.
Any other defenses you guys potentially see? Yeah, just to give some people some suggestions because people want to try to build up these units for defenses because they want to have some fun and it's nice to try to make fun defenses and come back and see that you have all the successes, right? You enjoy
Yeah, I
the
think-
game and find fun in different areas.
I think Theo is going to be on the upswing again. Now when Molong's
Theo.
nerfed.
Theo
It's
Mars?
like Theo. Yeah, Theo Mars. A lot of people don't have their best runes on their Theo comps. And now they might change that, and he's going to be strong. Because he's always unpredictable with his passive and the procs.
Yeah, I've had him go like 4 turns on me.
So I feel
before.
like he could
It
be
hurts.
good again.
He's always been like that on defense, though. Him and Perna
Yeah.
and Ritesh and Jasun has always been like that. Yeah, no more Jasun's on defense. Remember the days?
Yeah, but
it was
thing is-
Jasun come on?
Theo Mars is harder to tank, because you can't really bring an element to tank the Theo Mars. So you can always just attack a random unit.
Oh, I see what you mean
That's
by
why Theo Mars is
unpredictableness
so
now,
good.
because he can hit anybody, right?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
control
exactly.
that. Well, I feel like you just bring in a Triana or something, and it definitely gives you a margin of safety.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think in general, just if you look at
Let's see
Guild Wars
targets.
if you look at Guild Wars defenses, it's just make one Sean defense and make one Kamoon defense, both +2. And that's the base of like Guild Wars defenses. And in Siege, I think it's pretty much the same, but it's about how many of the same comps you can build in your guild.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I don't like the state of Guild War defense right now because it's like everyone just put like stall or HP. Like what Chris said, it's
Yeah.
like it's such a struggle to attack these comps. It's like you have to attack like Jean all day or like Ophelia all day
That
or
shit takes
the
forever,
Win
too.
one.
But
Yeah,
we
I
lose
want to
them.
like Lucian cleave everything.
Yeah.
Or Aros cleave.
Yeah.
It's like less fun. You can't use
Yeah.
the fun comps to blow it up. You gotta
yeah.
use a safe comp that takes
Yeah.
you 10 minutes of like manualing,
Yes.
and it gets very intense, and it's like,
Times 3.
right?
Yeah.
Versus being able to just like boost something up and cleave something is way more fun. And use
Yeah,
it-
it's like putting like Helfus and Rena in every like times
Ooh, I
3.
should
You know,
do that.
it's so cancer.
Well, hopefully they come back and revitalize, Guild Siege content. They've
Or
been
make a
releasing
guild
content.
RTA format. Make an RTA guild format. Make it. That'd be cool.
Or
Yeah.
like cut every unit's HP in half.
Ooh.
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 Kind of like RTA,
They
you
should
know?
do. Oh yeah, what do you think if they did a weekly mode in Guild Wars? Like that whole week is like something different, and you're like, oh crap, everybody. But that's so much more work for a lot of
Nah.
players. But if
Too
it
much
would-
work.
I
That
know,
would be
but
fun for-
it would be fun, right? Everybody has
Too
to
much
change
work.
their defenses and offenses every week
Well,
because
it all comes down to what the prizes are, right? It's too much work because
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what the
yeah.
prizes
Okay,
are,
right,
right?
right.
If the
Like I
prizes
said,
are worth
the
it, like,
incentive for
right?
everything should be Devilmons.
And reapps.
Oh yeah, reapps too.
maybe this
Yeah.
this 4-star Devilmon that we've been suggesting. You know what I mean? I like to suggest it because it's never out and it's much more reasonable than asking for regular Devilmon. Like, because we can ask for
Regular
Devilmon all
Devil's
day,
fine,
and I
too.
feel like
if
they're
people have
never
to
gonna do it.
rerun for it, regular
Yeah.
Devil's fine.
Like people are saying in your chat, like what if they did like no win units one week, or this week units get boost in HP this week, or things like that. That'd be kind of
That would be
interesting,
super cool.
Yeah,
That's kind of like Labyrinth.
Yeah.
yeah, it is kind of like Labyrinth.
Yeah.
though. But all right, we discussed some pretty good Guild Wars comps as well as defense for Siege and Guild Wars. We're gonna open it up here to the last topic, just to finish off. It's kind of open up to the chat, so you guys are welcome to open up the chat and whatever questions you guys see in there or topics that you think are interesting. Feel free to bring it up here and we can kind of discuss it. And people here in the chat on Twitch, feel free to ask whatever questions or topics. Now's the time to have it seen and potentially brought up to the board here.
The board.
Meanwhile, just out of curiosity, how often do you guys still do lab? I mean, like, I really
Lab?
feel like, yeah, people just get bored with it. Like, a lot of people skip it now. It takes too much time.
Skip it. We down it. It does take too. So some of them like rescue the monster or like where something dies and there's a bomb. That takes too much time. I prefer to just hit auto, come back 5 minutes later, and we're done with
So
it.
you're the one that does the eliminate all the stages one, the one with the time frame. You just
Yeah,
set
things like
5
that.
teams and you just go
The
and
one
just
thing
auto.
I don't. Maybe I don't know the mechanics of Tartarus, but
Yeah, me too.
there's a period of time where you don't have stages to clear. You have a week where you're sitting on your, right, twiddling your thumbs with nothing to clear, not even a free stage. I think you should have free stages at all times.
You just complaining about too much and now you asking for some more. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just make it a thing, Like,
I think you can make it a thing where you just take Tartarus completely out of the game. That'll be really awesome.
What the hell? I don't think they'll do that. I really don't.
What do you
they'll
think
that.
about the recent update that they doubled the points when you should get lower? I mean,
Am
like,
I the only one that actually like salivates like not doing any lab? Because like after you kill Tartarus, like you don't have to do anymore.
oh, I want
It's
the
like,
grind in the gem though. Like that's
The,
what
the
gets
Immemorial
me.
is pretty valuable.
Chris,
Yeah.
you still do lab after you kill the boss?
Yeah,
yeah.
because if I get you
Whoa.
get 3 choices of runes, right? If I have, oh shit, I always need bio grinds and gems.
The rewards are too good to leave it. But
For 5 minutes, I'll have a way heightened chance. Thompson's like, what?
Wow, I'm like,
Like,
whoa.
what? Always, you gotta maximize your time.
Well,
man.
actually, you have to think of this. For the endgame
Immemorial.
players, these different aspects of the game are less valuable for you than a lot of these early and mid game players. So we do have to factor them as
bio
well.
gems and grinds are pretty valuable.
But even more so for the mid and early games is what I'm trying to say, right?
I have a
Yeah.
question for you guys. In the new special pack, which rows did you guys get?
So I here's how I presented it to my viewers. It was reaps are always a must, right? So that's off the table. You're getting the reaps because well, pack for pack, reap is more valuable than anything else.
It's not a choice. It should be
question
highlighted
really
automatically.
should be, are you doing immemorials or are you doing runes? And so the way I look at it is this: if you are a dolphin and up, and you're not money gated but you're time gated, you immemorials are gated, so you can only get 10 packs a month for it. So you should go with the immemorials because you're gated on that, and you can buy the rune packs elsewhere. But if you are money gated and want the most bang for your buck, and also if you're starting out, you probably want the rune packs because you need more bases, and it's probably a little bit more value if you are if you don't need the grinds and gems.
What if you're really chasing that one Sierra? Would you get
you go buy scrolls. I
basically had the same opinion as Makeitabud as well. I told everybody, you can buy the packs. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna spend in this game, you should get the things that are the most valuable, the most bang for your buck, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I did have many people that selected the double legendaries, and
The Sierra.
at the end of the day,
Did they really?
at the end of the day, and wait, at the
Chance.
end of the day, we had like 2 or 3
Fight.
people do it, and we actually got to say worth because we did get a Sierra and we did get a Bulwark. So I told them, okay, you made not the greatest decision, but in hindsight, I guess it is worth, right?
It is. The game's about being happy, right? Whatever makes you happy. If it pans out, that's great.
Right.
But if you whiff, that's on you, right?
Right. So it
Okay,
depends.
so I'm hearing a lot of.
Even on ruins, you could whiff too.
That's
Yep,
true.
yep.
And even on reaps, you can whiff all the time.
I did not whiff on reaps though.
Did you not? Okay. What
I
did you
did not.
get?
Let me see what I
One.
got.
I only got one rune.
It's basically telling
I
a
got 2.
player that walks into a casino, hey, player
This
that
is
walked
winnable.
into the casino, you want to win money. Don't play like these other games. Play blackjack, right?
I
You gotta
see
end
a
of the day
lot of
play which
grind
one
and
you want.
stuff.
It's hard to see
This
it.
looks strong, but I can't see it.
Yeah, that's like 20 something speed. 25.
20 something speed,
It's
17
26?
defense, 17 HP.
I think it's
Is
25.
that 25
It's
speed?
so hard to do this.
Okay, what is it? Who was right?
And then there's the other one.
Oh, and you know what? I see you're saving it at plus 14 just to show it off at the right moment.
Everybody does that.
I do too. I have a level 14 for that reason.
Yeah,
Oh, 27. Oh, shit.
I can't
nice.
do it. Yeah. But no,
Dang.
I put it at plus 14 because I put all the runes I want to reap at 14.
Ah,
like Markham.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, that's smart. Good
Because
way.
if they're
It
all
saves
plus
you
12,
time.
I get confused.
Yeah. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time just like scrolling through all your runes and like
Yeah.
checking them.
I
In,
gave
in
him that
fact, when
suggestion
I
before,
upgrade
actually,
runes,
too.
I don't like my guilds to see what kind of runes I got, so I would go airplane mode and upgrade them as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
No, but
Interesting.
I've
Well,
actually
I'll tell
suggested
you-
to come to us that they need to make some kind of marker. I think that would be very easy to implement and be able to allow you to mark your runes however you want to mark it. It does nothing to the rune, just to give it a symbol or a mark so you can kind of use it at your own leisure to remember runes and mark it. And they still haven't implemented yet, so I'm going to reiterate it right now to hopefully suggest it to them to allow us to mark runes. Like put a star next to it or a circle or a
Oh
square.
yeah, like come back and grind this thing type.
Right,
thing.
Yeah.
right. You
Right
have
now, a lot of
different symbols.
times I'll
I mark it at
save
14.
those. Yeah, I'll put those like really bad blue gems or blue grinds on something just to make the color change to remind myself to come back to it later. And that's a waste of mana when I should have sold this gem and never used it.
They should have a legend filter. Oh, that would be kind of cool. If
A
you're
legend
able to,
filter too, yes,
yeah,
yes.
filter out legends,
Yeah.
filter out hero runes. Yeah, that
I
would be
bricked
really good.
really hard. I bricked really hard on the immemorial packs though.
Really?
Really.
I got like 3 HP enchants, and
Legend?
I used it all on one ruin,
Uh-huh.
and it got like plus 7%, 7%.
Oh shit! So
Yeah.
you did well on the immemorials, but bricked on the rolls.
Yeah.
Dang, because I would have loved it.
But the
those-
crazy
those
part
are-
was I tilted, and I put a legend grind on the HP percent,
Ooh.
and I used like 3 of them, and now I got plus
Ooh.
10. So it's like 17%.
17. So now you don't know what to do when you get the legend gem.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the legend grinds are so YOLO, man. 5 to 10 feels so bad, dude.
I always feel like when you get I almost feel like the rolls are also gated. Where like I've had a period of time where I put 6 purple ones into one rune, and it was like 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4. And I feel like there's some sort of weird magic going on there that.
Yeah, but
makes
I was
things
just
roll
gonna
low.
I was just gonna say the same thing. That I was gonna put on my tinfoil hat. They like go in streaks. Either you're really
Yeah.
lucky or you're really unlucky with the grinds.
So you basically just
The
told us
worst
two
is
different situations.
the speed one, the legend speed.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
those are scary. Those are nerve wracking.
No, wait. You have to be
You gotta go
exact.
again.
The legend violent speeds and the legend
Yeah.
will speeds. You had to be exact there. And the other
Yeah, I
ones
used
you
to
might not
buy
care as
a-
much.
I used
No,
to buy
I still
one
care.
day.
I still care if I'm
Don't
using it.
Well, you're gonna get more of them, right? To a certain extent, and
Who
less
knows?
that you'll pound on.
The offsets though, they matter a lot for offsets.
Mm.
Yeah, like I just got a +5. I hit a +5 onto my blue monkey, and now it goes in front of my Hathor, and it used to not. Like
Ooh,
that
that's
little
good.
bit of tuning makes a huge difference. Yeah, so the offsets do matter. I do care. I've had like 3 whiff in a row before in this.
When is speed not important on runes or RTA? It's always important. Yeah, the only time when, in my opinion, speed
When
is
you
not
pull a
important on a
ragdoll.
rune.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you pull a ragdoll. There you go. You pull a ragdoll. That's it. That's the answer. But I think speed's not important on a rune if you can ensure that that rune is going to give you like a multitude of stats and really can, work with a set, whatever kind of set you're trying to complete. Because, end of the day, you don't need a speed on a rune. If you can get all the stats on that, you can get the speed on another rune. But it's easier to make sure you have, a little bit of everything on every rune to rune up a consistent set for a particular unit. But yeah, if you can get massive substats, it's insane.
I saw a question in chat before, like best free-to-play team for RTA, and I feel like that could be interesting this season since it's more like free-to-play friendly.
Yeah,
On the unit.
Fran, well, you can't really consider it free to play. I mean, I guess it is, but can't really obtain any.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Fran,
It is not
Bird.
it is
Yeah, but yeah, like
Waterborne.
Ager's one of the best bruisers, so he's obviously a pick. And then also like Harmonia, I feel like she can hard counter a lot of teams.
Yeah, I don't see
That
people
rely on
using it a
ship
lot.
damage.
Yeah, I don't see people using it a lot. The only person I actually
Well,
see from my community that uses is Raigeki. I don't know if you guys play him in RTA, but I see Raigeki using it quite often.
Yeah, I usually ban someone.
Mermaid.
Fire mermaid.
Well, I mean, obviously BT. Is he still using that thing? Is he busting that thing out like consistently?
Not against me, he
Yeah,
won't.
yeah.
Stuff.
Not against me, he won't.
He did until I won the first 2 times. Then he brought out the standard Ganouter stuff.
Yeah. No, his fire mermaid sits at a speed that isn't very effective against top tier players.
Why don't you guys try Nat 4 comps? For what? For RTA? I mean, unless it's just for fun, you're at a disadvantage with the skill sets of a lot of the Nat 4 comps to your opponent. I mean, you're never
Yeah,
going to go
losing
into battle.
sucks. Losing sucks. It's oftentimes less good. It's not as good as winning, so you don't want to disadvantage yourself going into a game.
Do you guys see any cases you guys rather bring in Ager over Shiho? I feel like Shiho's always better.
The two are very different monsters. So like the Ager is a soloer. It acts as a counter to like Verds and other DPS type units where you need to just out solo and do heavy damage in one pop, like to one.
Shiho kind of counters
target.
for two.
Shiho is, well, it depends on what you use Shiho for, but Shiho's more of a controller where you're stunning. And I use it for that as well as to open up a hole for the game. So it is definitely.
Then what I'm saying is, wouldn't you rather use Shiho over Ager all the time? Because like Shiho's base speed is amazing.
Yeah, but if you're trying to solo and do damage and pop a unit or control a unit and kill it, a Shiho is not going to do as good of a job as an Ager. And Ager will put it down a lot faster.
I
And
disagree
control
with
the
you,
field
Thompson.
better.
I feel like Agar has a lot more control, but the speed of the monkey makes it easier to rune for
I
majority.
think they're
of
just
players.
different units for very different uses. Like you could build them similarly, but I think if you build them bruiser build, the Ager will almost always outperform unless you have a Gianna and can AoE strip the Shiho.
So maybe that's why.
So that makes the
I feel
difference.
like they're not that different in category. They're both water units and they both strip.
They
on
are,
the-
but the Ager has the ability to manipulate attack bar, and that's
Yeah.
huge. And then one proc allows you to manipulate attack bar. So that manipulation of attack bar is much more control and damage heavy on one unit. Shiho controls the field, and so
Shiho kind of manipulates attack bar too. You know.
Well, I guess
its
the
own attack. It manipulates attack, stuns them, and they burn their turn. Sure.
But
And
for
that's
some of the
it.
people in the chat that a little bit don't understand what attack bar manipulation is, I guess a lot of times a lot of people don't think about it, but being able to manipulate the attack bar and change your opponent's turn order is a big factor in RTA. Like just like using a Harmonia or a Triana to reduce attack bar and their turn order is all messed up is something a lot of players don't think about. They think attack bar manipulation as just attack bar depletion or just stunning or keeping the units CC'd, but that can play a big role in the RTA match. A lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot
think
of value
Aegir is
to
a
it.
lot tougher to ruin. That's what I'm saying.
That's correct. That's actually true though. Aegir is a lot higher, a lot more dependent for sure. It's
And
gotta
if
be
you could put
tanky, it's gotta
those
do
runes
damage.
on a Shiho, it's like, whoa, the Shiho's so good. So
But the thing
Well,
is,
my Shiho's on pretty damn good runes too, and I just think they're different units, man.
I'm just saying, if you have like one good set to put on one of those monsters,
yeah, if you only got one though,
and you're
I usually
kind of free to play, asking for a free to play team, and you have a Shiho and you have an Aegir, maybe go with a
I
Shiho.
always say the Aegir, man. Because
see
I've
it
been
on
because
Shiho.
the variable of the proc and then the controlling the team is just too much to.
I feel like
Much ignore.
Shiho's first move is so clutch.
okay, so I think Shiyu versus Aegir, it's most like Aegir is better if you lack other strippers. If you have other strippers with your Shiyu, then you can roll off them and just stun all the other people. But if you have like Aegir and one other single target stripper, then it's way better than the Shiyu.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I feel.
I think the turn cycling on Aegir, something that was said, the turn cycling on Aegir is more consistent too than the turn cycling on Shihao for the strip. So you strip more often with Aegir.
Not my
which is
Aegir.
Nice. But you get 50% attack bar guaranteed from skill 2. Whereas Shihao, unless you stun, you don't get attack bar. So in not every situation you're gonna be able to get that attack bar from stunning, right? On skill 2.
But what do you guys think about Shiho on either Swift or Vio? I always see this discussion.
I think
And-
Vio for sure.
It's got to be Vio.
You can take
'cause you got-
advantage of his base speed with Vio. That's why.
Well, you take
Kinda
it.
like
Yeah.
Annie.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, if it's on Swift, you take advantage of the base speed more, technically,
Oh,
right?
true,
Because
true.
right,
Different
but-
advantages you take.
But like,
with those
I
two.
think the Shio's cooldowns are so short, you gotta have it on Vio. Because on a short cooldown unit, when you Vio, it's worth more as a percentage. So for example, if it's a 3-turn cooldown, one proc is worth 33% of a skill, right? As opposed to if it's a 5-turn cooldown, one proc is worth 20% of the skill. So Vio procs are a lot more valuable on short cooldown units from that standpoint. Just put better runes on that. Get good, get better runes, make that a very fast Vio Shiho, and you're good to go.
Yeah, but on the
Plus,
other
like
side,
Shiho's first move when a violent procs and you're stunning.
And that too.
Stunning,
That's
feels
nuts.
so good.
It's nuts. It's
He hurts too.
His
He
first move
hurts.
is clutch.
Who does more
He does
damage
hurt.
too, by the way?
Aegir does more.
Aegir does more
Yeah,
damage.
Aegir does more.
Depends
Hell
on the
yeah.
runes, really.
Oh no, you take the
Equal
same
runes,
runes
Aegir
and
will
you
do
put it
more.
on either side, and which one would do more?
Same runes, Aegir will do more. It's to one target, right?
And
The
to-
Shiho, they're just different units, like very different.
What were you about to say, Krisleshizle? Sorry.
Sorry, me too.
I only think that the downside of Vio is that this third skill he gets the immunity, invisibility. You can Vio out of it, so it also depends on the team, I guess.
That's true.
But I do agree with Makita. It's having the Vio on the short term cooldowns.
I think for the majority of players, if they're debating between Swift and Vile, it also does really come down to your rune quality as well and your playstyle. Because if you're able to have a Swift Xiao and you guarantee your first turn, you're setting up so that you can control the match on turn 1. It's definitely viable as well. Right? Violent is just more consistent for majority of matches, and if you can rune up to that quality for the longevity of the match, in my opinion.
I actually think Vio is better, but when I was watching mostly of the Asian players, almost all of them are on Swift.
Gotta get better runes.
It's probably because they're prioritizing the violent runes on other units. That's why. That's probably the only reason. If they had it their way, I'm sure they would love to go violent. I don't know. I know Makeitabud has prioritized.
I will tell you this: Tomato and Psy and Hicks all use.
Hey, what's up,
violent.
Patrick? I'm on stream. You wanna say what's up?
Sup, Patrick, bro? Sup, Wycus?
So why cuz?
No, podcast.
Oh, podcast. Oh, hello, podcast.
But yeah, Tomatoes, Psy, and Hicks all use Vio Water. The other Asian players that don't use it, they put it on Swift, probably because they don't have the rune quality to do it.
Okay, we need to stop talking about Shiho and Aegir, man. The
Wait,
water
just one more
monster
thing.
that's good is Bulwark, man. Bulwark's so good.
Ooh, give me one. I would love one.
Yeah, no more
Bulwark's
Shiho and
pretty
Aegir, man.
good.
Bulwark is the man.
Bulwark's pretty
can't
good.
kill anything when he's there, man. It's like it's very time gated. You have to like kill something before he freaking moves, man. That thing is so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, man. He heals too much, man. The thing, that thing.
I think he heals too much. Yeah. 50% the whole team.
Yeah. Punishes you for leaving something at 1 HP, man. God.
So the thing is with the Shiyu, if I just bring it back a little bit,
Go ahead.
like on the Vio Shiyu, if you proc out of the invincibility with the Vio, that can be annoying, but usually if you have defense break and you try to make yourself invincible, even if you proc then, you still have immunity and you proc out the defense break.
Right, and you
It's
just
still
strip
kind of
something,
thing.
so you could potentially stun it, right, with skill 1, because you might not use skill
Yeah.
2 early on. So
But it
that's
can
true.
be annoying sometimes when you rely on the invincibility.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
also-
it's annoying when you're trying to clutch with him, like 1v1, and then you're like, yes, I can, survive with invisibility one more turn, and then you proc out, and then you die.
And also, one more important thing about AJ versus Shiyu, like you guys are talking about the base speed of Shiyu, but instead of speed, AJ awakens into accuracy, which is also a key stat for both of those units.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah.
that evens them out a bit more.
Well, let's be real.
Yeah, like
Accuracy
it's
is a
35%.
myth, right?
Not for AJ, not for AJ.
I like to often think of resistance and accuracy as a probability kind of stat, whereas speed and any stat is a guaranteed stat on your unit, right? So this pros
I
and
feel
cons
like
to it.
if you love like Vanessa, Triana, those type of comps, accuracy could be a myth. Because I tried Vanessa on like 0 accuracy, 30 accuracy. It feels like the same. I don't know. But once you start using like Hathor, Oki, man, if you don't have 85%, like even Sierra, like if you don't have like high accuracy on those units, it's like kind of tough,
0 and 30% Vanessa, dude. I feel
I
the
don't know,
difference.
man.
Zero is kinda rough.
It
Ooh,
feels
that's
like a
kind of
myth.
rough. Yeah. You never let any defense break on water units, man. I'll tell you that. Like you just don't even pray anymore. You just.
I like mine
laugh.
on like 20 plus minimum. And I used to go like 40 on my Vanessa. Because when that thing misses, man, it's
What's the point? 20%.
it sucks. Well, the way, the way that so I used to go 100% accurate. Now I believe 5, obviously, because I now know the math behind it. But it's like resistance minus accuracy, right, for a chance to resist. So there is the 0 to 20 does straight go to the bottom line on this check. If they're over 15% resist, you kind of have to have more than 0 accuracy.
Well, let's turn it back here and go back to the chat. I know some people are copy pasting questions. Feel free to copy paste again. We can pull some of their topics and questions in. People that are chilling here, you have an opportunity to ask some questions that we can kind of discuss a little bit more. What's the most game-changing unit in the game? I mean, it
Beaver
depends. No, wait. But it depends on what aspect of the game that you're talking about. I think in general, the most game-changing unit is Varad in terms of every aspect and every generalized use. I can't name another Nat 5 that does more.
Lucian is the most game-changing unit for a beginning player.
But Lucian doesn't effectively just game changing in the most aspects of the game. It doesn't even have to be
Lucian?
No? TOA hard. You already lose out on there.
Varad.
Right?
But Lucian,
Yeah.
Guild War, off
Lucian does
AO.
it faster. Varad gets you higher though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's saying game-changing.
Most game changing. I would definitely put a guaranteed
If I had
top
to pick
4.
one and not ever have it on my account, which would impact me the most, right?
Your
Lucian.
account now?
Lucian,
Yeah, your account
yeah.
now.
I
is
still use
Lucian.
Lucians. I farm with Lucian,
That's true.
right?
So we gotta
And
say
TOA,
Varad,
I do
5-star, and
use
Lucian
Varad
4-star.
Sucks.
Gotta be Lucian. Lucian's the most impactful.
You said your Lucian suck.
Yeah, my Lucian suck. But they're enough to farm. That's all I care about. They're enough to clear the wave in one.
He does a lot. He does a lot.
Yanni's the most impactful, I think.
If you want one monster that's good in every scenario, just Ragdoll. Ragdoll's good in everything.
No, he's not.
No,
No, he's not.
he's terrible in Guild War.
You know, I've
defense.
actually been
Easy.
not banning ragdolls. I haven't been banning ragdolls at all.
What are you running?
Like, the last
Rika
3 streams I've
and
done.
bombers, or what are you running?
No, I mean, when they pick Artemils and ragdolls and stuff, I let them all through. Leos, Artemils, ragdolls, just let them all through.
It's good practice for you too, actually. You know what I mean?
You don't let
To deal with
Leo
them.
through, Chris.
I do let all of them through.
I know your speeds, bro. You're not
I know
letting
you-
Leo through.
No, I
think
let
Leo
the
gets it
Leo
next
through.
time.
No, because so the Artemil, Ragdoll, and Leo, they all lack control, right? You can't. They manipulate attack bar, but they don't protect themselves. They're just dumb bruisers that sit there. So if
Artemil
you go
protects
heavy
himself.
gaining
Artemil's pretty
alpha,
good control, depending on your
Yeah,
day.
and,
but
and
gaining
protects
half of
himself.
that, it's down. I find the dangerous one to be Viva Chow, dude. Of all the LDs, Viva Chow's the scariest one because it offers the most diverse kit. It is the scariest unit. If I could pick one LD to pull when I summon in a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, it's Viva Chow.
How could it not be Dark Lightning Emperor?
Well, I haven't seen that. No one's ever whipped one out on me. That's why I can't say that.
What do I think about Skit's
would-
tier list? I haven't seen Skit's tier list. Have you guys seen Skit's tier list?
I saw it. It's pretty on point, I think. Minus the Viva Chow needing to be a little bit higher, but
Okay,
it's pretty on
we'll get that into the Discord
pretty
as well
spot
for you
on.
guys to check out. What other types of skill monsters would you like to see in the game? Hands down, out of all the types of monsters, I think more Oblivion monsters are nice in the game. Like, could you imagine a strong RTA style 5-star unit that has Oblivion? Yeah, I think
ISIS?
that fits in the
No, I
meta.
would say a 4-star. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think Oblivion.
4-star.
I agree with Oblivion, just because like the passives are so cancer nowadays. You know,
Yeah.
like Rakuni, Juno,
The
blah blah blah.
strongest things are things with passives. Yeah, we only have Tessa for it. That's it. I mean, granted, Tessa is like in my
we
opinion
got
the best.
the
for it.
water dryad. We got the water dryad, but
Did
I
you
would
ever
like to
use
see.
it?
I would like to
We
see
got
some other-
ISIS, but ISIS is so bad.
We all know that ISIS is a bad group. Oh, you're talking about the unit. Sorry, I'm just trolling. Hey,
I would like some
you
other
wouldn't want
way
that unit, right? Krisleshizle, ISIS. I think ISIS is like queen of arena. Like, it does very well on arena, doesn't it? In terms of arena rush, isn't
Yeah,
it
but
good? No.
I wouldn't see any teams where I would use her over,
Yep.
for example, Illusion.
Really,
She would
Tiana,
counter-
put that down and you just stop all the passives, dude. Yeah, Halfist,
Yeah.
Rena, anything and just cleave. Yeah, Samantha,
Yeah,
just
but-
cleave.
Yeah, but they're really easy to Illusion as well, and it's probably faster as well. And the problem with ISIS is it doesn't do any damage or don't do anything else.
Yeah.
So you always have Isis, Tiana, Galleon plus Nuker, which is most likely Cyrus.
Mm.
So I'd rather go double nuke because that's way faster, or just Lucian. So yeah, I'm not really. I would use her, but it wouldn't be most of the matches.
But yeah, I think Island is right with more Oblivion. I think there should be a unit
Yeah.
that can strip into Oblivion with the same skill, like almost like Hathor's sleep on the skill 2, but with Oblivion
Yes.
instead.
Single
I feel
target, net 4.
Arena
Yeah,
would be
single
more
targets.
fun if they have more speed lead too.
I think arena would be more fun if they give better rewards.
What do you want?
So like part of the reason why no one
What?
cares about it is because no one wants one LD nat for that for one person that usually is not good, and if it is good, like a tableau or something, most people already have it. But imagine if the legend every week got an LD nat 5. You know how? No, I know it's huge. Or even just a normal nat 5, or even like the top 10 got an LD scroll. Do you know how crazy arena would become?
Well,
So what
also
if-
like RTA.
And I don't think it would hold spending back at all. I don't think people would spend any less. I think
Okay.
from a business standpoint, it's not bad.
I got this. What if they do a arena season where depending on your rank you get points and end of that season is some kind of ridiculous reward. Oh man, can you imagine people having to consistently do that every week?
I feel like the Devilmon's already enough of a good reward. I just do barely above like 180 just to get
Yeah.
so I get the Devilmon.
Oh, they should get Fran back in arena. Fran pieces. That'll make people play arena for a while, even the lower ranked players. Yeah, there you go. Even endgame players would farm it because don't you guys want more friends like for siege and stuff?
Yeah,
Like, why
I do.
not?
I want to.
Yeah, Fran
Do you
pieces.
guys feel like there's not enough like speed leads for RTA?
There's a lot.
I feel
Like
like
Vanessa,
Vanessa,
I feel like
Zero,
Vanessa,
Fran,
and
needs
Vanessa?
a speed lead.
and Vanessa, and
Depends how
Vanessa.
you play.
Like some people get so desperate when they play against me, they end up using like Samath. Like that's how like
or Wedget.
you're like speed
Well,
lead
yeah,
is so
they-
important, you know? Yeah. Or like the Pontos, right?
Well, they tried to make Chiwu more feasible this season with that last change to him, but I mean, people don't use him. But he has speed lead, right?
I think the speed lead's in an okay state.
I think they could make a few monsters with speed lead, you know?
Are you having some troubles playing some players, Thompson, that you need some more speed leads to have an edge
Yes,
on them?
50% speed lead, please.
50% speed lead?
I'm just kidding.
50% speed lead? You guys heard it here first. 27 hit Leica, and this week is 50% speed lead request from Com to us.
The arena, I feel like RTA would change if they have more speed lead. Like the whole meta would change. Yeah. Because right now people are using like Vanessa, you know, Sierra. Those are pretty common. But if they make more units with like speed lead, there'll be a different diversity of teams.
Yeah, maybe they'll just. I think it just requires them to introduce more units at that point. Like I think it would be very difficult to change the current leads that exist just because the way the families are, usually one's a crit rate, one's a speed lead, one's a defense lead. But anything when they introduce, they probably could introduce a couple. Like Shayna was one, right? Newer that had.
Yeah, and people are using it just for the speed lead.
People are using it.
They could change some of the passes. I mean, leaders skills of some of the units to give them specifically only arena speed lead skills. I think that wouldn't be too powerful. I think that would be feasible. Yeah.
Well, like the question is like, quote, what do we need more of? You know, and I think it's speed leads and Oblivion.
Yeah, Oblivion for sure, man. We've been pushing it for a while, and then they popped out the Water Dryad, which it's all right, but I mean, we need a little bit
It's so
more than
bad.
that.
The Water Dryad's so
Yeah,
bad. I can't use it.
We need
Like
something
in
more like the
RTA.
Saurian, man. Like, how long is the cooldown for an Oblivion with that Dryad? You missed that thing. It's like, this is useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay for 4-star Siege. I think that's the only place it could fit in. Versus
I feel
a
I'm doing
limited amount of comps. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I saw a person in chat saying who's the most underrated unit is. And I heard Makeitabud say Wedget. And I think Wedget is up there with Artemil and Ragdoll and stuff.
Yo,
Like, people
Wedget's
are
scary. I don't
People are
underrate that.
sleeping on him
I think it's
really
scary
hard.
as hell.
Oh, it has a speed lead, man. Heck
Thing
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
people are saying that Verdal is extremely OP. And they're not saying that Wedget is good. And Wedget has speed lead. Almost the same amount of attack bar gain. Attack bar manipulation on his first skill.
The only thing is that
Anti-crit.
he's a totem. He's
Defense
like
buff.
literally a totem. You bring him into the battle as a totem. He buffs,
Yeah, but
and he
that's the
just
same-
sits there like,
the Verta has
hey.
the same thing though.
Yeah,
It
that's
just,
the same with
it's just,
Verta.
yeah.
Oh, Pervert does some
Yeah.
damage. This Wedget hits like what? Like less than a wet noodle, man. It's like a
But
grain
you're
of
not
rice.
bringing the Vertihile in for damage. I think Obabo's right.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the same unit. except-
Vertihell doesn't have a speed lead. That's like a
Yeah.
big issue.
And the thing
Yeah, speed
is,
lead.
also, Wedget gives attack bar when he's stunned. So even if
Ah.
if you stun Verdal, it's
Oh, I
like
see.
nothing.
Yeah.
And if you stun Wedget, he still does his thing. So I feel like he's up there.
So Wedget Ragdoll.
Ophelia is underrated in RTA.
Yeah, Ophelia is also very good.
I think Ophelia's. I'm not too rattled by one. Generally, like you're prone to strip, you're prone to AOE.
Oh,
you know,
prone
you
to
don't-
strip so hard. Imagine like El Sherion or like Chilling. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
you guys are already talking about Shihao and
Egg.
Agar this whole time. I mean, it's immediate stripper against
Bulwark.
Ophelia, right? Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ophelia either.
Oh, speaking, do you guys feel like Odin's good?
I haven't had one, but I've seen it do some dirty things. I
Yeah,
think
because
it's pretty good.
I'm thinking about devil mining him up, but I don't know.
Oh my
if
god,
he's
must
any
be
good.
nice. Yes. Yeah, dude, it's pretty heavy on the damage, man, and it doesn't die right away.
It's like a win perna, man.
It's like a win
perna.
perna,
and
like-
strips, right? Still skill one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Kind of need to pair him up with this.
But when if you ever play me, don't bring them out, please. Thank you.
Dude, you use Okeanos. Why would I bring him out anyway?
nah. But Odin's scary, man. Odin definitely does a lot.
All right. Any last things you guys want to bring onto the podcast here before we wrap up? Any last minute topics and thoughts that you've been itching to say?
Ganymede Hall of Heroes.
Never
I don't know. I would like to see them bring some better prizes, or else good players are just not going to care.
For RTA.
In general, I think. he
Like the
means-
normal arena, like
Yeah, in
make
general.
it like an actual worthwhile prize, because these are prizes that have not changed from game start. It's the same
That would
prize
be a
structure.
lifestyle change, man. Because I haven't done RTA arena for like
I know, but that's how you bring back old content and make it new again, right? Because no
I
one really
feel like
cares and
Rush
tries hard.
is really exciting.
Really?
Like
So I was
Arena
at the
Rush.
gym the other day, in between sets, just hitting auto and got G3. It's not hard. No one cares. No one tries. It's
No, I'm
not
talking about
competitive.
Arena Rush. I feel like
Yeah,
it's pretty
I'm
exciting.
talking about Arena Rush. No one tries at all. It's because there's no. It's kind of like
Well,
it's just
called
it's
Rush.
just like there's
People are
no
trying.
there's no prize, like no real prize to it. So no one really, like, you don't have your best players doing it.
I think it's different on EU actually.
Yeah, give us some
Arena
insight on
Rush is-
EU since you do a lot of arena and EU, Crystal. Krisleshizle.
Arena-
That's what you're known for.
On EU it's very active. Though the only difference I think on global it's more like individuals playing, and on EU it's more a bit like guild related. Like a lot of the high guilds, they are all playing arena, and of course they're not hitting each other. But it feels like it's a lot more active than on the other servers.
So would it be enough meaning for you to get you back into arena if they made a point system for your guild, taking that aspect in? Like, your guild gets a small reward for having the most points in arena, and that's based upon how many of your guild mates are top. And that kind of makes it so it's almost bragging rights as well. And we all know there's always value in bragging rights between top guilds, right? If you
Yeah,
have,
but then you have to
better.
then you have to consider: do you want people in a like a lot of people? They for example in EU they get G3 because they are in a certain guild, not because they have a G3 account, not there just because they get less hits. So if you do something like that, you will just make it worse.
And I also think if you make it so like guild arena ranking, then you're gonna like gatekeep people who aren't good in arena, but focus on guild wars and siege.
well, that
They're gonna have a
that
hard
brings
time.
diversity, though. That brings diversity, right? I mean, it's what you want to focus on. You have different guilds that want to focus on
Yeah,
what it is.
All you got to do is give an LD Nat 5 to the legend every other week or every month or once a month.
Every
I guarantee you, this shit becomes so popular in the game, it'll literally blow things up.
Anything.
I think it's a good
If they
change.
give an LD Nat 5,
Just-
it'll be really popular.
Just
Blood will be shed.
accept it, Makeitabud. You have the title of great RTA player without viable RTA LDNAT 5. Just accept that title. It's a good title, man. It's a good title, man.
I would rather have an Odin ragdoll title.
Oh, man.
but I do think like legitimately it's an untapped part of the game that no one really cares about now and would care a lot more if there'd be a lot more emphasis if there was an actual prize.
Think of it this way, though. Do you
Or an
really
LD
want Comp2us to focus their time and resources to revitalize old content, or would you like them to make new content?
I don't think it's mutually exclusive. I think you can do both at the same time.
Well, let's say there's
Yeah.
only X amount of time, right? And I'm not saying how fast or how slow they can do things, but
I think
Well,
it's pretty easy to make a better prize. You just click a few buttons and change a little bit of code to switch this light Phantom Thief prize into like a Dark Phoenix prize.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about rewards for arena wise,
Yeah.
I think the first thing they really have to address is boosting and those kind of things. Because if you
Yeah.
increase the rewards, that's going to be terrible. Like back in the days, at least on EU, and I heard it was happening on global a lot as well. There was one good reward. It was bound to be boosted at least once.
how do you prevent boosting then? It's not easy, I don't feel. Right?
You can't really do it. You can see it happening often. Like I always pay attention with a second account. I always keep track of the rankings, and suddenly somebody pops up 17 points up. Yeah, how do you stop it? You farm them, but how else you report them, and 1 out of 3 gets banned in the end, loses the reward. But 2 of them still get away with it.
I think somebody gave a suggestion before. I don't know. I think it was Foxy. Foxy, what was one of your ideas for the boosting again? Something about as you see people in the list, as you attack them, you shouldn't be able to see them again as often, or something like that. After you hit them X amount of times, or if you lose to them, or what was the idea? You gave an idea that sounded really good. I forget. One of your streams.
probably like if you
Forgot.
lose 2 times in a row or something, you can't find them.
Something like that. It was on the lines.
Something
It was way better than that, though. It was a little bit more expansive. I know he's in the stream, so he might be typing it out. Was that me or was that someone else? I swear it was you, man. Okay, I don't watch anybody else do arena, honestly, bro. Okay, like I only have you open when watching arena.
Damn.
I don't know actually who
Or
else
just,
rushes.
or
into
just make it like that. Even you hit somebody, you can't hit them a second time, whether you win or lose. Like in that list. So if you want to hit somebody several times,
Or a minute cooldown, right? To hit the same person.
I don't think that's necessary.
I don't know. I'm not an arena pro. Never really did arena, but
Because then what do you do when you revenge people? Like often I revenge people, I just clear them in 30 seconds. So that means and you wait 30 seconds before you can clear them again. I don't know.
yeah.
it's-
Chris is the arena pro of EU for sure.
What if you reach Guardian 3 and you're not allowed to refresh the list anymore for everybody? You must
I think
clear
most-
the 10.
and you have to clear
You
the
must
list.
clear the 10, but only once you hit
That's
G3.
nice.
You have to clear that list. I don't know. These are some little things that can change, and if this changes, I think this is something that needs to change first before implementing any kind of like reward or change of the system. But yeah, because then everybody
I think the
would.
first thing that they can actually do is just ban people who boost.
Obviously, that's
like-
still gonna go on no matter
Now,
what.
now,
They're
you,
gonna
now you
ban
need
those.
like 50 reports for them to investigate it. And if you do like 5 or 6, nobody's going to take a look at it. So if they permanently ban people who boost, people will stop boosting. They won't take the risk. Because most people who are G3, who are G2, they care about accounts, right? They invested a lot of time and money into it. So as they see people getting permanently banned, they'll stop doing it.
Damn dictatorship here.
I mean, but that's why I brought Chris in because he's he does a lot of arena and stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's it for this podcast today. Pretty good podcast. We went over a lot of different topics. We hit a lot of PvP, arena, guild wars, siege, RTA, of course. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Krisleshizle, Obolongo, Thompson, Makeitabud. If there's anything you want to say, if you want to go around and feel free to shout out your channels, go ahead. Let them know. Because I think Krisleshizle, I know you stream sometimes. I know Thompson, Makeitabud, Obolongo, you guys stream. But do you guys all make YouTube content and stuff as well, or what? Let people know so they can check it out.
I kind of stopped with it for a while, but I'm actually preparing to sort of relaunch my YouTube channel and start streaming again.
Okay.
So yeah, follow me on Twitch and YouTube.
For sure. Do you do YouTube as well, Obolongo? I think you guys
I
should.
don't do YouTube.
Okay.
I only do Twitch.
I think something you guys should do is because you guys have a lot of knowledge and information. You guys should, of course, when you guys stream, you guys are already talking about whatever topics, but like dedicate some of your stream time to talking about a topic and then just take that and put it on YouTube, man. I think people will find
Video
it very
editing, it's
informative.
not easy, man.
Well,
When I
you know-
figure that out, I'll put a video.
If you don't need to
But,
edit
like-
it, just slap it on, man. Just like take down the portion that you're talking.
Have you
and slap
seen
it
my
on.
stream? It doesn't even have an overlay, which I'm in the process of. Yeah, but like literally, it's like this windowed mode, like the bar at the bottom, and you see all my little like tabs of Chrome and stuff up there. It's like
Right.
really jank.
End of the day, man, a lot of people that are looking for knowledge and information, have questions on the game, they're gonna come to your stream, man, regardless, for you. Yeah, just remember that. And they're
Yep.
watch your content, and a lot of people watch content for you. They don't, really care about the glamour. I mean, they will, but I mean that's something that can be improved on later, right? Especially if you don't have time.
Yeah.
But
And I think the problem of YouTube is like almost everything is already out there. So what can you really make that's new that
I could
gets
think of
people
a few
interested?
things.
revitalize some
I can
things. Things. It's
Yeah.
you never. I know there's things that have already been talked about, but revitalize some of those topics and bring it back up. You'll find new people will find it because it's kind of weird. Old videos, people don't go back and watch it, man. Yeah, I have 300, 400 videos now. Nobody goes back and watches the old videos, like very rarely, man. Everybody only wants to see the newest
Like
content.
let's have an IslandGrown marathon day.
Oh my god, man. No, dude. Yeah, we do have Ohana highlights for that. But anyways, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you guys for joining me on the podcast. Again, if you guys are on Twitch and missed any of it, we're going to upload the entire thing to YouTube. Everybody on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like. Leave some comments below. I've been reading a lot of the comments from these podcasts and taking some of those suggestions and ideas. As you can see, we fixed up a little bit of the overlay here. It's a little bit darker. Some people want a little bit of a darker overlay instead of a lighter one, so kind of got that fixed up. But definitely leave your comments. We'll check them out, and we're going to put the links to all of their Twitch channels in the description, so make sure you guys check them out. Somebody's always live playing Summoners War. Yeah, we have some people in EU, Asia, United States. Someone's always streaming, so you guys have somebody to come and check on and ask your questions on their streams. But thank you guys, and we'll go ahead and say bye-bye to YouTube. Peace out, YouTube.